Hey guys, IT Ops guy. Well, we've been playing with Solarwinds a little bit, and I figured it might be cool to try something else. And a while back, I used to use software called Spiceworks because it was free. And so, really, the process now is very simple. It used to be where you needed to download the app, install the binaries, get a server up and running, and now it's essentially all online. So I signed up for an account and I built myself a Spiceworks server, not knowing that Spiceworks went all online now. But I figured it'd be cool to go through this together, maybe add a couple of nodes. And we've already seen what SolarWinds can do. If you haven't checked that out, go ahead and take a look at my SolarWinds videos. I've got everything from the lab setup all the way to, how do you actually use SolarWinds? How do you add a node, remove a node, a custom property, stuff like that. So let's just dive into Spiceworks real quick. And the way that we're going to do that is by adding an agent. So that's the way that everything works now, right? So it's not all local, it's all in the cloud. So you've got to be okay with taking your data from your environment and sending it up to the cloud, an environment where, I'm sure it's secure, but you can't verify that security. I know that Spiceworks has documents on all that stuff, and so you can certainly gather that information. So I've actually got the Spiceworks scanning agent here, and what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and grab this scanning agent, and I want to put it on a place on my domain. And so in order to do that, let's go ahead and take a look at my NUC here, and I've got a cool little document that'll tell me where to put it. And so let's just put it on, well, I've already got the Spiceworks server open, right? So let's go ahead and create a share here, and we'll just put the file over there. So let's create a new folder. We'll just simply call it share, and let's give access to ops guy. That is perfect. Read write, love it. So we've got our share. So over here on my local machine, hopefully we can go like this. And it needs to be 01. And let's see if we can get there. See if my box knows about that box. Spiceworks 01. Alright, yeah, it looks like we know it. So we should ask for a password here, hopefully pretty quickly. Alright, there we go. So let's go like that. Oops, did I not type it in right? Let's go ops guy. There we go. I must not have. Alright, and we will paste that. Perfect. And now let's go ahead and go back. Oh, that might be why. I did it on the wrong box. Alright, so we got our Spiceworks agent. Let's go ahead and fire this guy up and see what it looks like. So welcome to the agent shell startup. Let's agree. That's fine. And now we need to enter a site key, and a site key is the super secret key. Let's go ahead and get that. And here it is here. And let's paste that in there. And let's install it. And let's see what this looks like. Well, that finished pretty quickly. Let's go check our site. And let's see if I refresh this page if we have a device. Well, I don't see... Oh, there we go. Spiceworks 01. Looks like it's popping in here. There we go. So this is a collection agent. Looks like it was added a few seconds ago. It knows it's a Microsoft VM using Windows Server 2022 Data Center Eval. It gives me a fake serial number. It's got our IPs and our Macs, and let's look at hardware. Okay, so we gave it 16 gigs of RAM. Storage, looks like that's collected. Memory, looks like that's collected. Network info, software that's running on the box, not much. And looks like I could probably open a ticket on it. So yeah, we've got some information here, and that's all well and good. Looks like, yeah, let's see what other options we have. So it's marked as a server. We can put in a location or the user or all that kind of stuff. So pretty neat. Doesn't really give us a bunch of information, but that server isn't really doing much. And so what I want to do is install it on a different box within the environment. Something that's doing a bit more. So let's try this SQL box. And let's see what it knows about it. Oh, snickerdoodles. So this box is doing quite a bit more. The other box is brand new. So let's just go Spiceworks 01 and share. Perfect. Let's copy this to the local box. And let's run this guy. Oh, I should really keep that site key in a handy place. Let's grab that site key and let's paste it right there. All right, and now we've got it in a nice handy place. And let's see now what it knows about this SQL box. All right. So now we've got another box. We've got a SQL box here. Let's take a look at that and see what it knows. So pretty much all the same information. The only thing that's different is the software, right? We've got additional applications on that SQL box, and it's going and pulling all of that. But it's really not telling me about the health or anything of the box. It's not going to scan applications. It's not going to tell me how healthy Microsoft SQL is, whether or not it's accepting connections, all that kind of stuff that Solarwinds can do. So what is Spiceworks, right? So at this point, it looks like Spiceworks is an application to keep track of the machines that you have and maybe open a ticket on it. Where do I see its usefulness? Probably like if you're supporting users and not servers, really. If you were supporting users and you wanted to quickly know, like, hey, what's installed on this box? You've got that information. You've got the hardware there. You've got the storage and the memory, and what's it connected to for network. But the big thing is, what software do you have installed? It'd be really kind of cool if you could search the installed software. I don't see that as an option. So you've got to just scroll and know what it is that you're looking for. They do have the install date, which is nice. So if somebody called you and said, hey, my computer started acting funny on this day, right? You could look and, well, was any software installed on that day or after, or right before. You can sort by the name, which is cool. Looks like you can sort by the install date, so that's nice. You can figure out what was installed last. A couple items here without install dates, which is kind of weird because we installed SQL Server 2022, and I wish it knew when, but you could probably glean that from other components inside of it. But that's where I see the usefulness of this particular product. It's not going to be something that's going to tell you the health about IIS or SQL or MySQL or NoSQL or anything else. It is really just an inventorying system that you can then tie into a ticketing system. So if you were going to monitor, like I said, users, that's where I see the value here. If you are an IT manager or even an office manager who's in charge of the IT, or you have some sort of IT component, and Sally calls you up and says, hey, I've got a problem. It started happening on this date. Then there's some value in this. But is it for monitoring networks? I would have to give that a no. Definitely not. So I do think that there's a place for this product. It's just not going to be in the corporate IT world. I could see this very much being used in small mom and pop shops. They don't have servers themselves. They've got endpoints that connect to online services like Office 365 or the Google suite of apps. I do not see this in a place where you're managing, hundreds of servers or anything like that. So guys, agree or disagree, let me know what you think. Let me know how you use Spiceworks. And of course, I'm looking at this tool. This is years and years later. I used to use it to actually monitor my servers, but I don't see that anymore. Maybe I'm just missing it. So let me know. I'd be happy to learn more. And that's all I've got for you today. Thanks, guys.